Welcome, 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 welcome. Onto the stream. It's stream o'clock time, my dudes. And look what we got. Oh, we got new setups. That's not all. We got other things. But that's later. Shh. You didn't see that. You didn't tell anyone. Definitely, don't pause to look at them more. All right. You're too hungry. You're too hungry for the scene. All right. It'll come later. I hope you fellas have been doing all right, because I've been doing flipping fantastic. And we got a new capture card. Thanks to Darcina. Thank you very much, my darling. And we're going to play some Lost Odyssey, which is one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. People that are joining, you've probably heard of it. Okay, that's probably the reason you clicked this video. You also probably clicked it for my amazing graphics. And for anyone who's new, I can assure you that this is a stream with high quality. Quality insured. Look at that. That's wonderful, isn't it? So, for anyone that is new, okay, it's a little thing we do. Here's how we do it, alright? We put on a little bit of music. I faff around. I get the announcements out on Discord. And then we begin the stream. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that fucking lovely? Yes, it is. Good. Alright. So let's mute the mic, let's play some music. And it only seems right that we play some music from the game we're going to be playing. And Lost Odyssey has a... You couldn't see that there, but I was really kissing the two fingers. I was really going at it. I was making love to that Italian hand gesture, all right? The music in this is high quality, satisfaction guaranteed, all right? High quality, satisfaction guaranteed. Okay, good. So you sit right there. You get yourself a nice bowl of flake and a hot mug of cocoa, and then we begin. Okay, cool. See you in a bit. Bye. Love you. Ooh, that is spicy. That's ruddy mysterious. Enough! I think we've seen enough of these little happy dancing fellas. I don't know about you, but kind of starting to creep me out a bit. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like them. No. Let's get rid of them. Yeah, okay. Get out of here. Get out of here! Hey, fellas. Hope you've been good. I've been surviving, which is more that can be said for the stickleback gorilla. No, but seriously, stickleback gorillas are a endangered species. You should probably donate a little bit to some charities about conserving them, because they're beautiful creatures, just wonderful, wonderful creatures. So, you know, get on that now. Oh, wow! Wow! Oh, kablamo! Boom! Wow! Wow! Holy shit! It's Lost Odyssey. It's Lost Odyssey. Now, this is one of my favourite games ever made. I love this game. And to me, this is the official Final Fantasy 13. So, it was originally looking like it was intended to be Final Fantasy 13. Before Sakaguchi left, because this game's made by Sakaguchi. Mr. Walker was his company. I believe they made this and Last Story, which, you know, of a title like that, that's especially just dunking on Final Fantasy. And Sakaguchi was the real heart and soul to Final Fantasy. He was, him and Amano were the real deal. They were the fellas that really made the series kind of like work and pop. And I think Amano's still working with them as an artist. He Who Should Not Be Named has obviously been promoted up to a full-time game director, man, 9,000. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not, you know, I'm not bitter about Nomura and his lack of taste and his shitty, awful games. What I am bitter about, though, is that my stream's looping. Can't be having that. No. Come on. I have it open my phone. That's how I read chat. Alright, fellas. It's time to begin. This is a brand spanking new capture card. And you're never going to guess how much it cost me. You'll never guess. Don't even try. Don't even think to try. You give up? Yeah, you give up. It cost me nothing. Because it was brought to me as a present. But it cost the person who bought me it £10. That's right. 10 smackaroos. And look at this quality. Look how well it picks it up. Will it last that long? Who knows? Voice language English. I could put it in German and really confuse myself. You know, no one wins then. Like, the weebs want Japanese. I want English. The only people that want German are going to be the Germans. It's going to be a completely indecipherable game. We turn the subtitles off as well. Imagine. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because it's a really good game. It's a really, really good game. The confirmation button. Yeah, sure. Yep. I think we're good. Yep. That seems great to me. I don't know about you fellas, but that seems wonderful. Can we? Yes. Alright, let's begin. Now, the opening to this game kicks some serious ass. So, we're going to sit back. I'm going to mute my mic. I'm just going to let you enjoy it. Okay? See you in a bit. That's him. That's the main character. Look at him. Isn't he handsome? Ooh. 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 Game. What are you doing? Why have you stopped loading? Video game. Come on. Video game. What are you doing? Oh, this isn't cool. This is not Gucci one bit. Sing after me, fellas. It wouldn't be a Praygon stream without some technical issues. It wouldn't be a Praygon stream without everything going wrong. Sorry, that's probably really loud. Technical issues. Well, this must be Praygon's Adventure stream, that said. I hope reloading fixes this. I do too. This is... Yeah, the Xbox is flat out broke. I was about to, like, say, oh, because we have a shiny new capture card, we don't have to quit out of anything. But you know what? We might actually have to quit out of something. But it's alright. We can keep the stream going. Dust, this gives you time to appreciate my new BRB screen. Are you ready? I don't think you are, but here we go. That's cool. That's nice, isn't it? I'm going to mute my mic and take care of this. BRB, fellas. Oh, yeah, in the meantime, have some music. This is my alarm clock in the morning, you know. I just like to feel extra evil when I'm waking up. I wake up and I go, ah! Soon, all of the world's M&Ms will be mine! You know, I feel like it really motivates you to, like, get on with your day. Holy shit, we have a video game. Alright, we're good. Video game beginning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready. I forgot I was still playing music. Alright, muting for real this time. This cutscene's fucking badass. Uh-oh, it's the Slam Boys. Proof if anyone's ever needed. Slam beats spin. Never forget that, fellas. Slam beats spin. Oh, and here we have the only ever cutscene example of healing magic working in a JRPG. Oh, I'm sorry, lad. I've been shot in the cutscene. There's nothing you can do to help me. Dude, I just raised my party members from being hit by supernovas. No, I'm a goner, lads. They shot me in the shoulder. I'm gone. I'm fucking gone. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Oh, Mr. Lost Odyssey. What did you just call me? See this? That'll be me when I come to your house to fight you, bitch. Yeah, look how cool I am. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's you. That's you, Awaru. That's fucking you, and that's me. Look how fucking ripped I am. All right. This is a documentary, by the way. This isn't even a video game. I'm doing this right now. Yeah, I heard you. I heard what you're putting out there, but I didn't like it, alright? And I'm putting something else out there. Smell. You. Smelly. And now it's time to begin. Let the battle of the ages commence. 3 in 1. 3 in 1, and he didn't even break a sweat. My god. Is this possibly the coolest video game? I don't know. Let's see. This thing looks good, yummy! Yummy, you can yummy! God, I love how that cutscene reveals itself with the actual gameplay at the end of it. Dude, when that first happened, when I first got my grubby little mitts on Nexus 360, and I saw that right before my eye, I was amazed. That's a beautiful transition. Like, this is how you start a game. Granted, it's completely on rails. Like, I think even if you actively tried, you couldn't lose these fights. Well, maybe this one, you know. He's a big fat boy. So, Kieran, what I'm saying is that we need to play SCP again. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I've kind of gone off SCP a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see, you know. Maybe the canary will fly and the owl will hoot. What that means is up to you. Immediately immersed into the game from the get-go. You know what the really funny thing is? You know what the really funny thing is? The really funny thing. My favourite part of this game is the 1,000 Years of Dreams. I've always been a sucker for, like, really, really heartfelt, like, emotional writing. Like, that's the kind of jazz that gets me out of bed in the morning. I've got to alternate between which ones we attack. You attack the same one twice, you're going to have a bad time. The 1,000 Years of Dreams in this are incredible. Really stellar. I mean, some are better than others, you know. Some are a bit kind of like, eh. But, you know, some of them are like, ooh. The girthy. Like a big, massive schmeat, you know? There's a lot to get your brain and your mouth around. Huh? What? I didn't say anything. Fuck you, big robot man. Oh, I'm supposed to guard against that. Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to use guard there. It's alright though, we'll be fine. Kime's like immortal and shit. Oh, spoilers, sorry. Which kind of begs the question how you ever get a game over in this game. Like, okay, human enemies might be able to capture you, I guess, and then Kime spends like 100 years sitting in a jail until they forget why he was even put there. The bars just rust off and he walks out. He just fucking walks out. Imagine being alive in Britain. God, I wish I wasn't. God, I wish I wasn't. Suicidal humour. Relatable, am I right? Okay, we've really got to guard this one. He's going to come down, but he's not going to do anything. Look. Pitiful. TBH. MFW, am I right? Yeah! Kablamo! Cackles. MFW. Relatable in all caps, says Gatekeeper. Relatable in all caps, says Gatekeeper. Gatekept, sorry. I'm sorry to misname you. Please don't hashtag TM, trademark, registered, cancel me. I'll be a good boy from now on. I'll say all the right words. I promise you this. Watch this, okay? This is how dedicated I am to being the super goodest. This move here, this thing right here, okay? This is what I do when I see people I disagree with. You see that? That's me. That's me right there. You run up and you go, what did Wait for the explosion. Wait for it. Wait for it. Kabam! Look at that. Look at that. It just went down. He just went down. And then these guys crowd around. I don't know about you, but if I saw a man with a sword backflip off of a tank after just killing it single-handedly, I wouldn't be in a hurry to take that guy on. I would say, alright, fair enough. Okay, lad, war's over. We're going home. We're going home, fair enough. Oh no. But then it gets worse. So much worse. Final Fantasy VII happens. Oh, it's the bad ending. Holy's not going to come and save us now. Jesus Christ, what an immense way to start a game. Like, look at that. Please, that guy fucking melted. Your big crushy boys aren't going to save you now. That's lava. Ooh. Ooh. Jesus, you know what this reminds me of? You guys ever seen the movie Volcano? There's a bit in that where fireman gets like melted to death. That fucked me up as a kid. That fucked me up good. Kime just doesn't care. You know, he's going, I'm the main character, whatever. Oh! Oh dear. Everyone's dead. Well, thanks for watching the stream, everyone. That was Lost Odyssey. You know, one of my favourite cutscenes ever. No video game, unfortunately. They didn't have the budget for the rest of the game. They kind of blew it all in the opening. Or did they? Psych? Psych? 10-10, we pretend to play again. Ooh, you're in a slash mood today, Praygon? Slash mood. I'm always in a slash mood. If you know what I mean. I know you do. I know you do. You couldn't possibly comprehend what I mean. I'm in a mood for video games, is the kind of mood I'm in. That's exactly the kind of mood I'm in. Which is good, because we're here to play video game. Now, come on, loading screen, don't crash. Oh, there we go. We are into the game. Look at that. What a transition. What an opening. Gate, I'm curious, have you ever played this game before? Because if not, stick around, my friend. You are in for a treat. An absolute audio-visual gaming treat. Okay? This is going to be like a Mars bar for your eyes and your ears. It's a little bit slow at the first, you know, just meteors getting dropped, you know, massive wars being waged, single-handedly taking down a tank with a sword. Little bit slow. Little bit of a slow opening. Not gonna lie. But it's okay, we've got zombies now. Kids have zombies?
Let's take them down.
I started, but then I learned to draw instead. Well, my friends, this is the great benefit of Let's Plays, isn't it? And streams. Stream plays, if you will. You get, not only do you get to learn to draw, Okay? But now you get to watch me. Me, the enlightened individual I am, knower of all things. Praygon, mighty bringer of beef! And onions. Don't forget the fucking onions, okay? To play this game. I see. I think you do. You're a wise man. I think you understand. So we're going to play this game. We're going to play through it. And we're going to have a jolly great time. I promise not to cry too much during the 1,000 Years of Dreams. You think I'm kidding. But the first one that you get, like, at the very least, Kate, you're going to want to see the first 1,000 Years of Dreams that you get. Which is... It's a little bit spoilery. What exactly entails. But you'll see as we go on. There's something to this fella. This guy we're playing as. That, you know, not everything is as it seems. Like, how did he survive this giant meteor impact? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, you stick around. You stick around, my friend. You find out. Upswing, playtime. Excellent. Got a ring. Let's equip it. Kime, do you take this brutal ring, this bruiser ring, sorry, to be yours until death do you part? I do. Excellent. You may now kiss the inanimate object. Give me that medicine. Come on, give me that. It's nice that these giant machines have just bits of medicine in them. I know that in real life as well, they stuff tanks for the paracetamol. That's true. You go up to a tank, you punch it as hard as you can, it will drop paracetamol. If you're really lucky, ibuprofen. Hellos! Aha! Must be your break, my dudes. Welcome to Praygon slowly goes insane while playing Lost Odyssey. On dinner break, looks like this is working nicely. It's working wonderfully. Absolutely wonderfully. I told the class earlier, but I don't think anyone was around when I was chatting. This is, by the way, fellas... Oh my god, that is bad. That is bad. You ever been judged by a game before? I have, and it found me lacking. This capture card, guess how much it was? Guess. Too slow. £10. £10. And look at this quality. Look at the lack of latency. This is playing directly from an Extra 360 into OBS. And it is running beautifully. Absolutely wonderfully. Took an entire day of setup to get it working right. Ooh, lovely. Nice nameplate. I forget what those do. Does that let me... What does that do? Focus... Fan dropped in the hardness of woe. Ooh. Well, I don't know what that does, but I think we give that to someone, and then they give us the goods. You guys want the goods, don't you? I know I do. Thank God it's not due to just plot armor. Yeah, now if Kime had just literally survived a meteor slamming straight down on his supple body, and it was just plot armor, that'd be ridiculous. That'd be like, you know, that'd be like someone climbing into a fridge and surviving a nuke, but that would never happen. You know, there'd never be a piece of media where a man climbs into a fridge and survives a nuclear bomb. Fuck you, Indy. Okay? You got cocky. Your first 3 movies were good, then you thought, oh no, let's do a 4th one. It's got aliens in it, yeah. No. No. Oh, hey, look at that. Second save point in the entire game. Right, I think this is a good stopping point. You know, we've done 2 save points. I'm pooped. I'm absolutely pooped, fellas. That was a great stream. All right, thank you for coming. It's been wonderful. I'll see you fellas next time. Bye. Bye. See you later. Bye. You think I'd do that to you? You think I'd really do that to you? Come on. Get a grip, all right? Get a grip. I think that's a link to this car. Car? Oh, capture card. Right. I was going to say, I thought I'd been busted. I thought people would realise I stream everything from my car. You'll know it when you see it. It's 4 stories high and it looks like my face in the shape of a car.
Maybe under that. Yeah.
Character card using Twitch mobile is awful versus my lappy. Agreed.
Hey.
What?
Don't to see the side prescribe.
That guy over there. He's still
Thank you,
alive.
Dragon. Thank you.
Hey, you!
Hello. Have you tried the new BK Whopper?
What about the others? You alone?
Why is
What's
this
your
guy
name?
cosplaying as a keyring? Like,
Second Lieutenant Kai Marganar, Commander, 17th Platoon, Armored Magic Troopers.
It's a miracle you made it. Come with me.
have you seen my keys? We're supposed to have a giant key on the top of these, but we both lost ours.
Yeah. Amazing he made it out safe. Especially in that outfit.
Oh my god, did you hear that? They were slut shaming me. MFW when slut shamed, alright? Not cool, guys. Visit the ring assembly? No, thank you. I mean, what's that supposed to mean? He survived, especially in that outfit? What, I'm not allowed to shove a bit of midriff? Huh? Who's your supervisor? I'm amazed that you made... Well, friendly soldier Calon, alright? You just got your life ruined, okay? Buddy, pal, friend. I'm gonna go on Twitter, alright? Okay, and I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm gonna tell the whole fucking world about you, shitlord, alright? Yeah, alright, enjoy being cancelled, okay? Because I'm full of love, okay? I'm the good guy here, so I'm gonna ruin your life, okay? Fuck you, Callum, alright? And what about you? Callahan, Kaloon and Callahan. Wow, what a coincidence. Well, guess what? Both the K's. You ain't so special K anymore. You're fucking done. You're done, fellas. What am I talking about? Not even I know anymore. Zax. What kind of name is Zax? Does he play the sax? By doing some facts? Is his favourite colour blacks? Does he like to play hacky sax? Kentish scum. I can't believe the war ended like this. I can. Gigantic meteor slamming into the battlefield is how 92% of wars end. The Hunters of War become a field of the dead. Kent should reconsider this strategy now. Now you see, I remember playing this game originally, and the really weird thing is, the part of the world I was originally from, and in a way I'm still from, I guess. You never really stop being from somewhere, do you? It was called Kent. But spelled K-E-N-T without the H. These guys just want to be fancy with it and to avoid getting sued by the county of Kent. So, the bad guys in this being from Kent is very relatable from me. Also, the bad guys in this are like horribly disfigured kind of dog monster things, which is also highly accurate to real world Kent. Just stay still would hurt even more if you move around. It's alright since I was on the edge of the battlefield, but the rest of my unit... I told them, do not run into it. It's not pizza sauce, that's lava. But they will not listen. They run in. They dip their hands in. They say, oh, the marinara sauce, it burns so good. And that's how they died. No you. No you. How do you feel about that one?
That's Officer Seth Balmer.
Got him!
The 43rd Magic Division.
No, it's not.
She's like you. She got out in one piece.
Really? You two are walking miracles.
Honey, I know I'm a walking miracle, okay? Look at me.
Hey,
I'm not just God's gift to women, I'm God's gift to people. Full stop. A fun fact, they modelled Kime's appearance after me, by the way. You know, TBH. TBH MFM. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. This water is delicious. Remember to stay hydrated, fellas. Okay? Okay? I catch any of you not drinking enough water, there's going to be trouble. Not the good kinds, alright? The kind of trouble you don't want. Oh! Welcome to the technological city of Ulda. Oh, sorry, the Magic Republic of Uldar. A wondrous place where many things are possible. Such as giant swinging blue pendulums.
Here's where you get off, Lieutenant.
Uh-huh. You're damn right it is.
The Council wishes to hear from a survivor, sir. Sorry, not you, Officer Balmore.
Hey, I'm a survivor too.
The Council has only summoned Lieutenant Argonar.
You mean Ulra?
Sit down and
This
shut
isn't
up.
Eorzea. Did I?
Well, that's
TBH,
just weird.
you know? TBH MFW. I don't even know what an Eorzea is. I mean, what even is that? Is it a state of mind? Is it a time? Do we say, hey, what's cooking, my dudes? It's Eorzea o'clock. No, we don't. Okay, because that'd be stupid. I can't believe you'd even suggest such a thing, Gust. For shame. For shame, TBH, you know? Is that lag, or am I spoiled from 144 hertz? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's anti-lag. Maybe the image is actually so crisp that it's lagging in reverse. You didn't think about that one, did you? See, this is why people watch me. Because I know these things. Yeah, it was something else when it was dropped, Orsino. Surprisingly crisp for 360, it does. In general, this game is beautiful. And look at this. Top of the range pot-kicking technology. If you want a game where you can kick random garbage cans open, it doesn't get much better than this. And if anyone says otherwise, then I'm afraid you're a filthy liar. Alright? This is the best it gets. Oh, and that's the fastest he goes. Yikes. Oh no, sorry, that's the fastest he goes. Yikes. Am I right? Oof. Oof. Jesus. Ooh. The image is so crisp, the image is transmuting from the future. Win gets it. Win understands. But does he really? This and other questions answered at 9 tonight. A seed. I've placed the seed of doubt within all of your minds. Now none of you know. Is it lag? Is it anti-lag? Is it an image from the future travelling back in time? Is Praygon even real? Is he just an AI synthesized voice? If you want to get into the city, you should take the lift at that tower up to the monorail station. You can get right into the heart of the city with the monorail. That's good advice. I want to get that put on one of those inspirational images, you know. Mr. Tribute a quote. Just put a picture of Gandhi with, you can get into the city if you ride the monorail. That's beautiful. Thank you, Udar Soldier number 5. But I can understand enough to say that statement. It reminds me of PS2 RPGs. It's to about the same quality of storytelling as PS2 RPGs, which isn't me throwing shade. That's a very good thing. The quality of JRPGs has been going down, 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 down to the fucking ground, as low as it can possibly go. And you know who's to blame? That's right, the English. Ugh. Filthy, filthy English. No, 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 no. It's the weebs. Oh. Controversial opinion time. Whoop, whoop. Controversial opinion time. JRPGs, alright, the best ones are the ones that carry on with new concepts. You know? Something fresh. They come up with, like, real, relatable human emotions. That's why I love the 1,000 Years of Dreams in this game. It's because it's like, you know, it's something that's like, okay, a dude being immortal isn't exactly, you know, oh, sorry, spoilers, oops, isn't really something that's, you know, kind of super relatable. I mean, it is for me, because I'm an immortal demi-being, of course. What's a demi-being? But they're immortal beings. And the lives that they live over those 1,000 years, you know, raising families, seeing their children die, it's like going through like all of this kind of like juicy, juicy drama, tragedy, and comedy, on like a grand scale, like a Greek epic. So Timmy lost his helmet. What the heck could it be? I don't know, man. I'm talking right now, and then you're disrupting me to talk about a dude's helmet. I don't really care, unless it's a side quest. Is it a side quest? To run my press X button? I think it's a side quest. I think it is. If I remember correctly, we have to talk to this guy. Is it this dude? How do I do skin colour? It doesn't work the same way as the others. Right, we have to come back to this later. Yeah, we have to come back to this later. But yeah, in my opinion, what has ruined JRPGs is the fact that the mainstream kind of like weeb culture has become too strong. It's become far too powerful over the years. Every single fucking JRPG now, every single one of them is just like some dude, some young dude is always a teenager, is always a dude like, hello, my name is Hatako-chan. He's like some 16-year-old super duper badass with like, you know, jet black hair, jet black whatever, some crazy hairstyle, who has like the 4 stock party members. All right, childhood friend, wacky side character, girl with a bigger boob, and then extra. You know, that could be anyone. Talking dog, you know, like living robot, freaking lolly. Oh yeah, no, that's another one. Small annoying child. Which is the worst part of this game. This game is amazing, right up until 2 characters get introduced that make me want to rip my ears out, reattach new ears, rip them out, boil them in a stew, mash them down into a fine paint, and then stick them back on, alright? My point being, I don't much like young child characters in these kind of games. But, you know, then you've got the creepy weebs. You've got the creepy weebs. The sort of people that, oh, look at that, can I unlock a swimsuit outfit? I think that 8-year-old will look good in a swimsuit. Jesus. Oh, that voice hurt my throat. Oh, we'll be doing the rest of the stream in this kind of voice now. You get that, and it's really fucking weird. It's always creeped me out to no end. But actually, she's a 500-year-old dragon. Alright, but still got the body of a child. So, bit cringe, you know. TBH, little bit cringe. You making creepy weebs less creepy because you're more creepy. Just doing a public service, you know. I've missed a lot of chat, so you know what? Let's run to here. Let's go this way. I don't think there's much we can miss at the moment. We've got most of the seeds. The image side crazy. No, I don't. Back in the stand, it reminds me of PC RPG, probably because it is one, but no, for sure. It's an extra 360 RPG, actually, my dudes. You can tell the image is slightly crisper. You know, if this is a PS2 game, those metal railings would look a little bit more blurry, and that's why we all play video games, the quality of the railings. I'm going to start up a new review channel. This is going to be reviewing various video game railings. So, I mean, I conjure the shit out of some of them. To be honest, cliches have their place, but there's too many games that are like 99% cliches and stuff. I completely agree. Dragon Quest has been increasingly... Yep. Tell me about it. Like, literally, tell me about it. I want to hear your thoughts. But it's still true, the storytelling itself has been going in a downwards trend in a lot of them anyways. Yes! I could not agree with you more. No, let's have a sit down. Let's sit down by the fireplace, you know. Old me and you and, you know, my pet talking hamster that solves murders with me. Random, am I right? And, you know, let's have a chat. Let's talk about things, you know, because I feel like a lot of this is probably going to be rose-tinted glasses. You know, that's going to be the first defense people will spring to. You know, you played a lot of these games when you were younger. Obviously, you know, better times, memories, blah, blah, blah. You know, the world seemed like a less horrible place, and you realise that we're all just pawns in rich people's maniacal games, and nothing really matters. I mean, let's be honest. But, you know, before all of that, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see that. It's like, obviously...
It's really strange.
Oh, 1 second. I've got to go back to work, and this brings me great sadness. Much rather just watch you. Much love. See you midnight. Much love. Mwah. See you later, dude. I'll see you back at the house later. Have a good day at work. And trying to like slip on a banana or have the store burned down. That would be quite bad.
It's hard to
Yoko Taro is in his corner telling tragic stories that have a lot less cliches at least. Yes. Yoko Taro is a very, very interesting man, and I love him. If I was to see him in public, I'd give him a big wet kiss on his mask. And then he'd go run away and hide in a locker. That's a true story, by the way. Yoko Taro, when he used to get stressed out when he was working on Nier, he'd run and he'd hide in, like, I think it was a locker or a bathroom stall. 1 to 7. I'm pretty sure it was a locker. He'd run in there and he'd hide in the locker until he de-stressed. Now that's a true artist. Okay, all good artists are flipping weirdos. You ever meet an artist who's not a weirdo? They're a bad artist. I don't care how good their work actually is, alright? If they're not an absolute freak of nature, a disgusting, clammy weirdo, then they're not a good artist, alright?
The council won't like that attitude.
Well, I don't like your attitude much either, August. I'm going to check your Twitter history. Cancelled! Cancelled!
Come on, tell us. How'd you make it?
That's kind of mean to BH. I'm a kind of mean person. I'm terribly mean, okay? Don't mess with me, alright? Or else I'll dig up your Twitter history. Oh! Cancelled! I wouldn't really do that. Okay? You know. TBH. I meant about the artists have to be weird. I mean, you know, alright, okay. I'm going to drop the persona for a second. I don't think artists really have to be weird, you know. I think some of the best artists are a little bit weird. Like, you look at, like, Toby Fox, or, like, Yoko Taro, as I was saying. Like, or Nomura. Like, Nomura's not a good artist. I didn't mean Nomura. I meant Uematsu. Nobuo Uematsu. That fella, right? He's a little bit of an oddball. He's a little bit of a goof. He goes up on stage with a heavy metal band with these like Japanese, like barely out of teen like years dudes in their early 20s, rocking all the fancy clothes and the hairstyles, and they're just like, they are rocking it out on the guitar. They are really hammering it. And then in the middle of it, you just see this happy little mustache man, this just wonderful, smiling little beacon of joy, jamming away on his keyboard with a grin. There he is! There he is, Gary! Hey! I knew I recognised musical genius. Uematsu is just an amazing human being. I absolutely love him. And now saying this is going to turn out in like a week's time. I don't know, he puts dress shoes on house plants and then wanks onto them. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. I love Uematsu so much, and it made me so sad if it turned out he was, like, a terrible person. A bit plagiarism in one of his... whatever. I'm talking, like, genuine awfulness, you know? But listen to that, like, Uematsu is a man who understands the heart of music. Emotion! You know? You can just hear this and it makes you feel something. Adventure awaits. An incredible journey. A lost Odyssey. Why is it lost? I don't know. We're going to find out together. Wait, they make Blue Dragon. Holy shit. Yeah. Miss Walker made some great stuff, man. Really great stuff. It was the creator of Final Fantasy. He left Square Enix because Square turned into a corporate shithole. And then he went on to do his own thing. And I believe Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon were some of his first ones. Get ready, fellas. We're in for one hell of an adventure. Ups and downs and friends to be made along the way. Just like it should be. An escape from the dull, depressing, drab reality. I'm going to let this guy narrate. He's going to do it way better than I could.
Discovery came the magic industrial revolution. This power came to be called magic energy. Even now, there are none who can explain why this power, a power that merely lay buried within all living creatures, suddenly flourished as it did. Today, this magic energy permeates every corner of the world. It has changed the way people live, transformed the shape of industry, and has even altered the nature of war.
I mean, essentially, people are still just dropping big rocks on each other, so has it really changed that much? You know? I mean, summoning a giant meteor is just a big catapult with extra steps.
Indeed. We heard that enough men were committed to cover the Wall Highlands and that most of the Kent force were eliminated. This war was started by them. It's only right they withdraw.
We've also lost a tremendous number of troops. After suffering such a devastating loss, if the Goza were to strike now, there would be no way we could defend our country.
And there are also whispers that Goza was pulling strings behind the invasion.
What makes you think that the Goza were involved?
We have confirmed that a large amount of military hardware has been moved from Goza to Kent. We assume Goza plans to
Gangora!
stirred up and destabilize Ura.
Are you saying that even the meteor crash was
Oh, look at that. That's a hefty lad.
My lord, I have some disturbing information on that subject. We suspect that a situation at Grandstaff may have caused the meteor crash.
Grandstaff? This is not the first time that stories about it have reached my ears.
Oh, look at that.
Not confirmed, but magic energy may have leaked out of Grandstaff, interfered with something in outer space, and precipitated this disaster.
Gangora!
Gangora!
Yes, my lord.
Yes,
the
my
Grand
lord.
Staff falls under your jurisdiction. Do you have anything to say?
Nothing for the moment. Where did you get this information? Construction of Grand Staff is going smoothly.
Now that the forces of Ura have suffered such devastating losses, I think we have no
Can
other
I
way to
pause
protect
this?
our land except with the magic energy that Grandstaff will provide.
I don't want to hit the start button because I skipped the cutscene.
Pros and cons of Grandstaff, until we thoroughly review the world's current situation.
What you say makes sense, but our plan to use magic energy is a double-edged sword. With all sorts of rumors flying around, we might want to halt construction of Grandstaff.
What?
Only temporarily. As soon as it's clear that Grandstaff had nothing to do with the meteor collision, we'll resume construction immediately, Gangora.
Aww. Poor Gangora. Poor Gangora. He seems like such a nice fella, you know, such a reasonable gent. Is that guy Jarl Bolgoth? Right, I'm going to try it in... We can pause. Yes, okay, now what I want to say during that cutscene that was really important, okay, and really witty and funny, was like, have they not seen the giant water tornadoes outside? Did they not just see the cutscene we just saw? Funny. I'm implying that they should have seen the same thing we saw, because, you know, it's a video game. Funny. Sorry. Video game now. Alright, let's be serious. That's what people want, okay? Let's be serious. Serious Let's Player voice. Serious Let's Player time. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to part 527 of my Let's Play of Lost Odyssey. I know the past 4 episodes have just been me running around in the spot and grinding. It's been exceptionally boring for me, and it's probably been even more boring for you to watch, but thanks for tuning in. Make sure to donate $50 minimum, please. Don't waste my time. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to every single NPC, painfully slowly. It's going to be great. Hey, did you hear everyone who went to the Highlands of what? This is awful. This is terrible. I'm really sorry. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop that right now. Thank you for riding the monorail. You're damn right you should be thanking me. You're damn right. I'm keeping food on your table. I'm putting your kids through college, alright? Whee! Whoop! I feel like I missed some stuff in chat, did I? Oh man, Blue Dragon was a meme. Oh. The music though. I want to say that was like a pretty famous musician they got for that, wasn't it? For some reason, like my intuition is saying it was Slash, but I don't think it was. Staring down eternity, this is the beginning. That's the one. Dust Nose. It was Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. Oh, holy shit. How the hell did they get him? And they made a song that awful? I mean, it's iconic. I'll give it that. I'll never forget it. But, like, holy shit, wow. Jesus. Oh, one sec. What's that? That was a clue for a side quest, I think. I don't know who it is. Someone keeps throwing trash into the vase. It'd be nice if there's someone else who could pick it out, too. Vase? This one? No. Oh, unidentified creature. And this is where you go. Need distraction. Have any question about the use monorail? Also, hand to PA announcements. Drop of the lost item. Yes. I believe we just had something quiet about that earlier. The ring was a gift from the Irish fiancé. As a young soldier, he was quite distraught. I'm sure it was make him very happy. I was asked to present tonight to whoever brought the ring here, so please take this. Aha! Excellent. Side quest number 1 done here. You can get some pretty tasty items by kicking pots. How laid back the civilians are. We're at war here! Well, yes, but you know, people are always very quick to become complacent and comfortable when the war isn't on their doorstep. All people really want is comfort. You know, the world could be falling around like the next country over them. They don't care. They don't care. No one really cares unless it's spilling over into their front rooms. Or if the powers that be that control all the news networks can convince them it's spilling over into their front rooms. No, ignore your problems, says the man behind the veiled mask. These are the things you should really care about. These are the things you should fear, 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 constant fear. But you know, everything's alright. Everything's chilling. Everything's going great. The planet's getting hotter. Society is more politicized than ever. No one really knows what they're talking about. No one really knows. Everyone wants to be a hero. Everyone wants to be a hero, but no one is. And ironically, the people that want to be the heroes the most are the worst fucking kinds of people. But you know, I'm just a wacky streamer. What do I know? No, like seriously, do not take your advice from someone who streams video games for quote-unquote living. Alright? We're the stupidest, dumbest people on the planet. And I very much include myself in that. Other than maybe Dust. Dust is a sweetie. Like, if Dust says something, you better listen to it or else I will hurt you. Ooh. Seed, yes please. The world undoubtedly ended such a horrible tragedy. The council has appeared convincingly for emergency talks. If I could ask him one question, it'd be why he agreed to do that song. It's so tragic that it's amazing. I mean, it works fantastically for, like, just the meme value of it, though. Like, I'm glad that we got it, just because, like, my god, it's so horrendously bad. It loops back around and becomes good. It's not the kind of thing I would put on my iPod. You know, I'm not going to sit there and jam out to it. I say iPod, but actually I just own a really, really old-fashioned, like, MP4 player. It's, like, so old and crusty. But I love it. It does everything I need it to do. It plays music. It has a headphone slot. It plays music. It has a headphone slot. I can hit the pause button. It plays music. It's good at repeat. It has a headphone slot.
You may leave.
Right, what these guys got to say.
We thank you for a job well done.
Yeah, hello. I'd like to report some soldiers slut-shaming me.
Central Council of Ura. Well, Lieutenant, it seems people are calling you the Immortal.
Damn right.
There were almost no survivors from Ura or Kent after the meteor crashed on the Highlands. And yet, you appear to be unharmed, even though you were presumably at the precise point of impact. Tell me, how did you survive?
I don't know.
My lord, please allow me to explain.
It just happens, man. You're telling me you've never been hit directly by a meteor before? Come on. Come on. Average Wednesday, you know?
Fine. Speak.
Thank you, my lord. Actually, this man is immortal thanks to my magic energy. He is under a spell of immortality that I conjured.
Okay, and you've waited till now to tell us this why?
I wish to know more. This immortality spell, how does it work?
Yeah, you're damn right. Want to know what? You can't drop some. His reaction there, to be honest, is really goddamn tame. Oh yes, you know the oldest question that we've wondered about for years, the fear of death and all that jazz. The main driving motivational force in like pretty much all of the history of life. Full stop, not just humanity. Yeah, I solved it. You know, sat down, cracked open a monster. You know, threw brewskis, knocked it out over a weekend. You know, put it on this random lieutenant. Just thought, why not?
I don't know.
Kaim, as you can see, he's a man of many words.
What? Are you saying that you don't know about the spell cast on you?
Yeah. I can smell that. Gangora smelling like he's got fat sussy. Those words burned as they came out of my mouth. That was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't remember. I recall nothing.
My lord, this man has lost his memory. However, he is skilled in magic energy. So I have been studying his abilities.
Gangora, you're full of shit. I saw the loading screen, alright? We had an E in magic attack. Okay? Kaim is skilled in physical damage dealing. Alright? When we took down that big robot, what do? Did we fling a fireball at it? Did we use magic missile? Yeah, 5th level spell shot? No. We stabbed it. And then we backflipped off of it. It was awesome.
Then what can you tell us, Gangora?
With all due respect, my lord, the spell is a curse. It is said that merely hearing it brings death near. For the safety of everyone, it is better that the spell be kept secret.
How does anyone fall for this? I'm afraid I can't tell you how to figure out one of the oldest questions in humankind, because, it's really, really bad. If I tell you the spell, bad things will happen.
Very well. Since I trust your studied opinion, I shall take your word that we should not know the spell. Death is determined by fate, and one cannot fight it.
Right, okay, these guys are idiots.
Lieutenant, since it seems that you cannot be killed,
That was Gangora's inner monologue there.
A special mission on you.
He giggles like a young girl any single time one of his, like, amazing plots get pulled off. You only see it in the director's edition of this game that only 3 people on the planet own. One of them is Sakaguchi. The other 2 are members of the Blue Man Group.
We want you to go to Grand Staff.
My lord.
The only change is that every single time Gangora does, like, his little, like, plot thing, you know, like that there, like, in that one, you'd hear, like, his inner monologue, and it'd be,
Gangora, you cannot keep this hidden any longer. Till now, construction has been left up to you, but we've lost contact with the site.
Dust says, since it appears you cannot be killed, we're going to send you off to face the first boss of this game. One that will dick on you with RNG as a player. Good luck! He's not wrong.
It's just that...
It's just that... I was hoping he'd visit my bedchambers this eve. He's my little boy toy, you see.
Until we can confirm that Grand Staff project is safe, construction shall be suspended.
Yes, my lord.
Here it comes. Gangora! Gangora!
So now, Lieutenant Argonar.
There should be a mod for this game. You know, like how they did the Final Fantasy X mod that replaces all the music with, like, Tidus tracks? There should be a mod that replaces all the music in this with that guy just going, Gangora! 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 Da, 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 da.
Under construction.
Oh, you get the idea.
I've heard that it's a magic staff.
Well done, Kaim. Well done. What was your first clue,
Yes, it is. As you just heard, all communications with the site have been cut off for some time now. Considering the danger from magic energy leaks, we suspect that no one can investigate the possible cause except someone immortal.
Well, isn't that really convenient? Like, if I hadn't come along, what would you have done, huh? Thrown rocks at it from a distance? And they say this, yet they're about to... Okay, you'll see. They say, only an immortal could get close enough.
Someone else.
They send someone with
What
us.
did you say?
At the Wall Highlands, another immortal. Her name is Balmor.
Oh.
Well then, this other one shall accompany you. I shall summon her.
If you could have heard Gungora's inner monologue with the exclusive director's edition of the game there, the sound he would have made would have been something like...
Quickly, make the arrangements.
Right away, my lord.
My lord.
Yes, my
pardon me for
liege.
saying this, but I'm building Grand Staff for the sake of our nation and its people.
Enough. We will await Kayam's return and report.
Of course, my lord.
I mean, Gungora seems like a really reasonable dude. I mean, there's never been a time where the shady advisor to, like, a political person has ever been evil. I mean, come on. Which kind of makes me think, how did that even start off? You know, the old cliche of the political advisors always like the Jafar type. There's always some maniacal, evil, twisted man who sits there stroking his beard going, yes. I mean, surely not every single political advisor in history has been evil. And then again, every politician... yeah, no, that's a good point. There's a fine inn just along the street for you to stay and wait for your orders. I've already arranged with the council to contact you there. You can check in the location of inns and shops with the negotiation... Blah, blah, blah. Aha. Yes. That means something. Alright, we're not going to save. You know why? Because I live life on the edge. Alright, I'm a rebel, a renegade, a fucking rogue agent. Highlands have all wiped out by a meteor. Was it magic energy? No, it just did that. It's been a while since we changed from a monarchy to a republic. It's made a big difference. Things are easier now. Council Chairman Rox is one short man. It's been all the reigns ever since Ura became a republic 12 years ago. So, I'm getting a bit of spicy backstory. This place used to be a monarchy. Ugh. Disgusting. Ugh. God, imagine living in a monarchy. Makes me sick. And now it's progressed. It's now a republic. Isn't that cute? You know, like... It's almost like systems of rules that have certain images to them, you know? It's like dictatorship is like just an angry, shouting small man atop a pile of corpses. You know, just a really angry, nasty, dribbling man. He's got like goo coming out of his eyes. He's all like... He's holding a scepter of lightning coming out of it. Alright? There's power to that. But there's also a lot of fucked up going on with that image. But then, you know, you've got democracy, which, you know, is just like 80 different people standing around all yelling at each other at the same time. And then you've got monarchy. Monarchy. Just the word monarchy. You know? A bit too close to anarchy. You know, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it at all. It's almost the polar opposite, but still. Just that that really harsh anarchy. You know? Just sounds threatening. Right from the start. It just, all it's about, all monarchies are, okay, is you just got like one person who got very, very lucky with where they were born. And then they get to sit and they get to put the big hat on. And if you wear the big hat, that means you're better than everyone. That's why I always wear a hat. Now, it used to be a fun fact for you. Before people wore crowns, it used to be a system of whoever had the biggest hat was king. Now, that obviously was absolute chaos. You know, hatters were the most powerful people around. If you could make a top hat that was over 12 feet tall, you were a king. That's how the first kings of England were selected, you know? Why do you think everyone wore top hats back in the day? Everyone wanted a slice of that pie. You were nobody unless your hat was big. But then things got a little bit out of hand, you know, the hats started getting 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet, you know. And we started inventing planes, you know, then that caused even more trouble. You know, you got planes trying to fly along, first planes couldn't fly all that high. You know, like a 100-foot hat, you'd get caught up in the engines, whip them up into the air. Like the Wright brothers, The reason it took them so long is because, like, they had so many accidents with the first few people. They were trying to fly their planes and they're getting so... Oh, hey, who's there? Whoa! Launched. Caught in the propellers. Flung 300 feet off into the distance. Never to be seen ever again. Life was tougher back then. It really was. It was brutal. Nowadays, though, they decided everyone had they had a meeting, the Grand Hat Committee, and they said, right, this has got to stop, lads. What if we just had one really nice hat? And they said, yeah, sure. And then they used a time portal, a rift in time and space, to send the hat back in time so that we could ensure that it became a practice forevermore. I actually come from the timeline where they had to do this practice. Everyone had these huge-ass hats on. And it wasn't pretty, okay? Be really thankful that you were not from that reality. It wasn't a good time for anyone. We don't hear about the others because they were the wrong... They were the wrong brothers. You're goddamn right, Dust. You're goddamn right. See, this is a man of absolute goddamn quality. He knows what it's about. Fucking wrong brothers. Hello! The owner of this stuff and goes, yeah, don't care. Bored now. Bye. Law? Why would I care about law? Let's talk to this guy to get some lore. King Zafira ruled Ul'dah until 12 years ago. After the Queen's death, he just couldn't bring himself to care about politics any longer. Oh, that's unfortunate. King Zafira is loved and respected by the people, even after the monarchy came to an end. But dying in such a fashion, that's bound to create some nasty rumours. What about you? What do you have to say about the events of the day? I wonder what Lord Tolton, son of King Zafir, is doing now. Can't be easy for him. He's always been compared to his magnificent father. That's like a high claim. You know, if you're saying someone's magnificent, like, you can't really think of many people in this world you could rightfully claim are magnificent, could you? Someone said that magic powers made life easier for everyone, but I'd like to know what caused the power to suddenly appear. It was me. But again, it made life... Yes. Yes. The war's finally over, but it's such a cost to our fellow countrymen. It's alright. Just a bit of banter. That's all war really is, you know. It's just a bit of banter goes a bit too far, you know. Sorry, didn't mean to chop your head off. It's just a bit of bants.
I propose that Gongora be removed from Grand Staff Project, with control transferred to this council.
Oh!
My lord.
In addition, until Lieutenant Argonar completes his investigation, I propose that Gongora be confined to his residence under surveillance.
Oh, Jesus, you see that guy's beard? It's going crazy.
Raise your hands now.
It appears I have no choice, but...
He said that, like, raise your hands if you disagree. Imagine if just, like, cut back to Gongora, and it's like... he'd used magic, and he's got, like, 10 pairs of arms now. He just raises them all at the same time. Like, well, we're beat. We're beat, you know. We told him. He did it. All right, fine. You're on Star Grand Star still.
I see there are no objections.
Gongora claims he can make a man immortal, but he can't grow extra arms. Smith. You know. Come on. Brackets, exclamation, sigh, exclamation, close bracket. So I hope people aren't bothered by me speaking French. Hello. Welcome to the council. Told you about. Please enjoy your stay. Yeah, what if I don't want to? Oh no. Oh dear. Alright. Okay, we're going to drop the persona for a second here. Oh wait, no, this isn't the one. No, okay, sorry, yeah, this is just Kai's storyline. I don't give a fuck about this. Okay, maybe I care a little bit. Maybe I'm invested. Oh dear. Spooky. So that's the first little glimpse we get to hint that Kime has had many lives before these ones. But no, I think we're getting pretty close to the 1,000 Year of Dreams, which I doubt it's going to have the same effect on me because I've seen it so many times now. But my God, this bit coming up, the first time I read it, I'm not even doing a bit. I'm being deadly serious. Legitimately brought tears to my eyes. There's some really, really high quality writing in this game. The presentation as well, I think, really makes it. It's the music and the kind of... I don't know what the word is for it. It's like font when it's used like artistically. There was a really good animation on Newgrounds back in the day called ... That kind of like was the perfect example of like this sort of thing. Where it's like you're presenting like the words in a really flowing kind of artsy manner. Like, alright. Kime recalls a memory that's locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. The family members have tears in their eyes when they welcome Kime back to the inn from his long journey. Thank you so much for coming. He understands the situation immediately. The time for departure is drawing near. Hannah's departure. Oh, here it comes. Dust knows it's coming. You streamed this before, right, lad, I think? Too soon. Too soon. But still, he knows this day would have to come sometime, and not in the distant future. I might never see you again, she said to him, with a sad smile when he left on this journey. Her smiling face was almost transparent in its whiteness, so fragile, and therefore indescribably beautiful, as she lay in the bed. May I see Hannah now? He asks. The innkeeper gives him a tiny nod and says, I don't think she'll know who you are, though. She hasn't opened her eyes since last night, he warns Kime. You can tell from the slight movement of her chest she's clinging to a frail thread of life that could snap at any moment. It's such a shame. I know you made a special point to come here for her. Another tear glides down the wife's cheek. Never mind. It's fine, Kime says. He has been present at innumerable deaths. His experience has taught him much. Death takes away the power of speech, first of all. Then the ability to see. Remains alive to the very end, however. There's the power to hear. Even though the person has lost consciousness, it's by no means unusual for the voices of the family to bring forth smiles or tears. Kime puts his arm around the woman's shoulder and says, I have lots of travel stories to tell her. I'm looking forward to this my whole time on the road. Instead of smiling, the woman releases another large tear and nods to Kime. Hannah was looking so forward to hearing your stories. Her sobs almost drown out her words. The innkeeper says, I wish I could urge you to rest up from your travels before you see her, but Kime interrupts his apologies. Of course, I'll see her right away. There's very little time left. Hannah, the only daughter of the innkeeper and his wife, will probably breathe her last before the sun comes up. Kime lowers his pack to the floor and quietly opens the door to Hannah's room. Hannah was frail from birth. Far from enjoying the opportunity to travel, she rarely left the town or even the neighbourhood in which she was born and raised. This child will probably not live to adulthood, the doctor told her parents. This tiny girl with extraordinary beauty, beautiful, doll-like features, the gods had dealt an all too sad destiny. That they had allowed her to be born the only daughter of the keepers of a small inn, but the hero has perhaps one small act of atonement for such inequity. Hannah was unable to go anywhere, but the guests who stayed at her parents' inn would tell her stories of the countries and towns and landscapes and people that she would never know. Whenever new guests arrived at the inn, Hannah would ask them, Where are you from? Where are you going? Can you tell me a story? She would sit and listen to the stories with sparkling eyes, urging them on to new episodes of and then? When they left the inn, she would beg them, please come back and tell me lots of stories about faraway countries. He would stand there waving until the person disappeared far down the highway, give one lonely sigh and go back to bed. Hannah is sound asleep. No one else is in the room. That's an indication that she has long since passed the stage where the doctors can do anything for her. Kime sits down in the chair next to the bed and says with a smile, "Hello, Hannah. I'm back." She does not respond. Her little chest, still without the swelling of a grown woman, rises and falls almost imperceptibly. "I went far across the ocean this time," he tells her. "The ocean on the side where the sun comes up. I took a boat from the harbour, way, way, way far beyond the mountains. You can see them from the window. I was on the sea from the time the moon was perfectly round till it got smaller and smaller, and bigger until it was full again. There was nothing but ocean as far as the eye could see, just the sea and the sky. Can you imagine it, Hannah? You've never seen the ocean. I'm sure people have told you about it. It's like a huge, big, endless puddle." Kime chuckles to himself. Seems to him that Hannah's pale white cheek moves slightly. She can hear him, even if she cannot speak or see. Her ears are still alive. Believing and hoping this to be true, Kime continues with the story of his travels. He speaks no words of parting. As always with Hannah, Kime smiles with a special gentleness he is never shown to anyone else, and he goes on telling his tales with a bright voice, sometimes even accompanying his stories with exaggerated gestures. He tells her about the blue ocean. He tells her about the blue sky. He says nothing about the violent sea battle that stained the ocean red. He never tells her about these things. Hannah was still a tiny girl when Kime first visited the inn. When she asked him, "Where are you from? Will you tell me some stories?" With a childish pronunciation and innocent smile, Kime felt a soft glow in his chest. At the time, he was returning from a battle. And precisely, he had ended one battle, was on his way to the next. His life consisted of travelling from one battlefield to another, and nothing about that has changed to this day. He has taken the lives of countless enemy troops and witnessed the death of countless comrades on the battlefield. Moreover, the only thing separating enemies from comrades is the slightest stroke of fortune. Had the gears of destiny turned in a slightly different way, his enemies would have been his comrades, and his comrades' enemies. This is the fate of a mercenary. He was spiritually worn down back then and feeling unbearably lonely. As a possessor of eternal life, Kime had no fear of death, which is precisely why each of the soldiers' faces distorted in fear, and why each face of a man who died in agony was burned permanently into his brain. Ordinarily, he would spend nights on the road drinking, immersing himself in an alcoholic stupor, or pretending to. He was trying to make himself forget the unforgettable. When, however, he saw Hannah smile, she begged him for stories about his long journey. He felt a far warmer and deeper comfort than he could ever obtain from liquor. He told her many things about beautiful flowers he discovered on the battlefield, about the bewitching beauty of the mist-filled the forest the night before the final battle, about the marvellous taste of the spring water in the ravine where he and his men had fled after losing a battle, but a vast, bottomless blue sky he saw after a battle. He never told her anything sad. He kept his mouth shut about the human ugliness and stupidity he witnessed endlessly on the battlefield. He concealed his positions as a mercenary from her, kept silent regarding his reasons for travelling constantly, and spoke only of things that were beautiful and sweet and lovely. He sees now that he told Hannah only beautiful stories of the road, like this not so much out of concern for her purity, but for his own sake. Staying in the inn where Hannah waited to see him turned out to be one of Kaim's small pleasures in life. Telling her about the memories he brought back from his journeys, he felt some degree of salvation, however slight. 5 years, 10 years, his friendship with the girl continued. Little by little she neared adulthood, which meant that, as the doctor had predicted, each day brought her that much closer to death. And now, Kaim ends the last travel story he will share with her. He can never see her again, can never tell her stories again. Before dawn, when the darkness of night is at its deepest, long pauses enter into Hannah's breathing. The frail thread of her life is about to snap, and Kaim and her parents are watching over her. The tiny light that is lodged in Kaim's breast will be extinguished. His lonely travels will begin again tomorrow. His long, long travels without end. You'll be leaving on travels of your own soon, Hannah, Kaim tells her gently. Oh, Jesus, the music. You'll be leaving for a world that no one knows, or that has never entered into any stories you ever heard so far. Finally, you'll be able to leave your bed and walk anywhere you want to go. You'll be free. He wants her to know that death is not sorrow, but joy mixed with tears. It's your turn now. Be sure and tell everyone about the memories of your journey. Her parents will make the same journey someday. And someday Hannah will be able to meet all the guests that she's known at the inn, far beyond the sky. I, however, can never go there. I can never escape this world. I can never see you again. This is not goodbye. It's just the start of your journey. He speaks his final words to her. We'll meet again someday. His final lie to her. Hannah makes her departure. Her face is... Her face is transfused with a tranquil smile, as if she's just said, "See you soon." Her eyes will never open again. A single tear glides slowly down her cheek. Oh, sorry, fellas. I'm a folio. It's all fictional. It's all fictional nonsense. It shouldn't get to me, but it does. The Dreamer Awakens. I mean, it's powerful that like a piece of media can have that kind of effect. It's not going to have that effect on everyone. I'm sure the majority of people are a lot tougher than I am, but I've always been an over-emotional fool. Now I'm good. Whew. Jesus Christ. That's kind of part of the reason why this game's one of my favourite games. Like, in all seriousness, like, anything that kind of makes me feel something. In a way, kind of even Final Fantasy 13 fulfills that because it makes me feel a deep anger. The worst thing any piece of media can do is just make you feel nothing. Like, yeah, it sucks to feel sad, but it kind of helps remind you you're alive. It sort of reminds you of, like, real life instances where stuff like this happens. We've all gone through sadness in our lives. Some of us have even lost people. Some of us can even sort of relate to that kind of feeling of having to say goodbye to someone. It is what it is, you know? That's reality. Complete tonal shift from how I started the stream. Jesus fucking Christ. Yes. Yes. Yeah. General law stuff. Oh. But yeah, I think that is a good end point to stop the stream when we find the next save point. I hope you've enjoyed, fellas. We'll be coming back. Hopefully the next stream will have a few less tears. And a few more funny ha-has. Because life is pain. And, you know, if you're going to be watching something like this, you don't want to experience more pain. You don't feel sadness. You don't feel like that deep regret in your heart. You want funnies. You want ha-has. This game wrecks you if you aren't prepared for what's to come. I was prepared for what's to come. I've done this before. Just that one particular story. I know there's another one, but they really open strong on those. I know there's another one later on as well that like really gets to me, but I guess it all kind of depends on like what you can relate to. And that one fucks me up big time. But right, yeah, capture card works perfectly. So this means, fellas, a lot more streams of this and other games. This is, because of moments like that, one of my favourite games ever. Is mwah. Emotion, feelings, life, the rich tapestry that ties us all together that we so often ignore and we get drawn into banal, grey boringness. Well, fuck that. Together, let's experience something beautiful. That's all I've got to say about that. Stream's ending, fellas. I know. Oh, he's sad. Man, he cry. And I cry too. But it was a bloody marvellous stream, fellas. I hope you've enjoyed experiencing that little slice of one of my favourite games of me. And we'll probably be streaming more of this tomorrow. It depends. I don't know. I like to stream with an empty house. Exactly for reasons kind of like that. I feel like really expressing yourself is a lot harder to do when you have an active audience. When you've got someone sitting in the room with you. Like, it's one thing when I'm streaming and it's, you know, I know some of you. I know Dust. I've met some of you. Like, I've seen pictures of your face and I've like... But it's very different when it's just text on a screen. You know, you feel like you can be a lot more kind of rambunctious and alive. But, you know, when you got someone with you, you've got to mind your T's and air your P's, you know. Oh, I can't be too loud. I might annoy them. So, you know, I'll only really be streaming when I've got the house completely to myself, which is all going to depend on when people's work schedules match up. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, fellas. I really hope you do. And we'll be back with more Lost Odyssey tomorrow. It's been absolutely fucking amazing to play it again. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Kiss, kiss. Bye.